if 80% of your competition take the summer off, but only 50% of your market disappears, doesn't that actually increase your odds? So from a contrarian standpoint, I find summer's a great time to be, marketing, connecting with clients, seeing our centers of influence, like do some strategic business development. Hi, this is Coach Joe Lucas, and welcome to the Magellan Network Show. My goal inside of this communication, this show, is to share with you my nearly 30 years of coaching some of the most successful financial advisors in North America. We're going to be talking about strategies, syntaxes. We're going to be bringing guests on from time to time, and I'm going to share with you what's working now. So think of this show as sort of like a little one-on-one kind of mini coaching cast, if you like, where we're going to be going in depth from time to time on strategies to help you grow your business, get more effective, become more efficient, find balance in your time management, grow your business, and quite frankly, whatever else is going on in the world today. So before we get to today's episode, I'd love for you to do a couple things for me. Number one, make sure that if you're watching this on YouTube, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're doing the audio, make sure that you give us a review on whether it's Spotify or Apple. We'd really appreciate that. And quite frankly, that does help. It does matter when you rate things and like things and subscribe to things. It helps us get the word out to more of the industry. And lastly, I have a very special gift for you. Go to MagellanNetwork.net, so one word, MagellanNetwork.net, and I have for you a complimentary membership, 100% gratis, where you can tap into about between 50 and 75 hours of masterclasses, forms, tools, templates, and strategies. So please go ahead and make sure you go ahead and get that claimed. Smash the like button and subscribe. And please go ahead and leave us a review on whatever podcasting platform you're on. And now, let's get to this week's episode. Hi, it's your coach, Joe Lucas, and welcome to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. In this episode, let's talk a little bit about how to optimize your summer game plan as a financial advisor. Here in the United States, Memorial Day has just come and gone, and in Magellan land, we like to call this the start of period number 2, which is from Memorial Day to Labor Day. So what I've always found in my career coaching advisors is there's a lot of advisors have a what I'll call an okay approach to summer, some bad rules, they create some bad habits. So what I want to do in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so, because it is summer, even though it's not officially summer, is just kind of unpack some best practices that help you along the way to get the most out of your summer, which, let's face it, isn't that what we all want, right? To have a lot of fun, enjoy, spend time with family and friends, maybe vacation, travel, things that are typical summer fun. So no particular order, all right? Number one, understand when you're going to be in the office. So there's this tendency in this game to view summer as not a lot of people want to do business. If you're in the northern states, it's beautiful out, people want to be outside. And I remember talking to somebody from Minnesota a couple years ago. And we're talking about, his summer was coming up, let's talk about what we're going to do summer from a business perspective. And he says, Joe, you understand something, like people up here, they just want to be outside in summer. And I said, okay. But then I went to, I said, wait a second, I get that, but you're talking about are they outside the whole summer? Like they camp in their backyards? Nobody goes to work in the office? Like nobody's at their business? Does the whole state shut down? And he started laughing. He goes, no. I said, but there's a psychology to it. I said, I totally agree. So here's a little competitive advantage. I believe that most advisors, let's say at 8 out of 10, have the psychology that it's summer, family trips, nobody wants to talk about business, nobody really cares. Everybody wants to pick it up after Labor Day. So let's just say 8 out of 10 advisors kind of even though they may not say it overtly, but they subscribe to that concept. But what happens if only half the marketplace subscribes to that? So in other words, there's 100 potential prospects, and half those prospects, they don't want to talk. It's Labor Day. Get back to me. Summertime. Have fun. Get on the lake. Get on a boat. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but isn't that ratio better for you? If 80% of your competition take the summer off, but only 50% of your market disappears, doesn't that actually increase your odds? So from a contrarian standpoint, I find summer's a great time to be, marketing, connecting with clients, seeing our centers of influence, like do some strategic business development, right? I think that's incredibly important. What a lot of advisors do, they kind of go into this kind of very kind of low key mode in the business development side, and then they think all of a sudden they're going to flick a switch come Labor Day and they're going to get after it. And look, let's face it, there's a lag between taking an action to grow your business and the result of that action, especially when it comes to revenue. So all you're doing is, you think about it, your September and October are going to be dictated by what you do in July and August. So don't just give it up, right? So that's really important. So again, always in biz dev mode, always marketing, always looking to grow the business. That's number one. Number two, do not play office. I see this all the time. Clients, advisors will go in, they don't have a lot of client, they have no meetings, they'll just come and hang out, right? See what happens. And all you're doing is creating a ton of bad habits and low standards that then are going to come to bite you in the butt come go time, right? So here's what I recommend. Rule set. And I'm cool with this. And I got clients that do not work on Fridays in the summer because they're out with the family or golfing or doing whatever they're doing. And I've got plenty of clients that, like coach Little League, soccer, stuff like that. And so our summer game is like, hey, up early, do our morning ritual, Magellan Power Hour, hit the office, right? And quite frankly, I've got more than a handful of clients that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they're out. They're playing 9 holes or 18 holes or going home to be in the pool with the family, right? Totally cool, right? But in that window between 8 and 2, they crush it, right? So in other words, they'll get more done in 3 hours than an advisor hanging out will get done in probably 2 days, right? Because that's the reward. Don't get caught up in, well, the market's open. They're like, nobody cares about that anymore. They just don't, right? I don't care if you go to a movie in the afternoon. Go take a walk, a bike ride, a swim, go hit the gym. Do not ever, ever, ever hang out in your office. Nothing but bad things happen from that, okay? That's number 2. All right? Number 3. Especially this year, we're here in the United States. We're going to have a presidential election, right? Again, I don't care your flavor on that. It could be spicy, dicey. It could be a little messy. So I don't want anybody going into the fall with more things to do than you absolutely have to do, because I want you to have a bandwidth where you may have to deploy talking to your clients based upon how things happen. So why am I saying this? Do an analysis on what continuing education credits and hours you need for all your licenses and designations and such, and get it done in the summer. Just get it done. Get it done. Memorial Day, Labor Day, do it at the beach. Most of the stuff, let's face it, you got to log in, you got to watch some stuff that you don't care about, nor does it, half stuff doesn't even matter, quite frankly. But you got to do it. So why not do it by the pool? Why not do it by a pool, maybe with a cocktail in your hand? Or at the beach? Like, enjoy yourself, right? It's sea. It's not exciting. Do it in period 2. Don't wait till November, December to get it done, okay? Really, really important. Next. It's a great time, like I said, don't hang out in the office. Go visit your clients. Go visit them. Go visit your AAAs, right? Go take them out to lunch, breakfast, hang out with them. Go get a cup of coffee. Do some relationship building out of the office, especially if you're in a place where the weather's nice. Get out, open the windows, have a good time, go sit outside with lunch with a client. You're making money. They're paying you a lot of money. They're compensating you. That's hard work. I'm not asking you to go dig a trench in the heat, right? Let's be very clear on that. Enjoy it. Next strategy. Great time to go see COIs. And we're probably going to do an episode on this pretty soon because there are some new developments in the CPA EA world that I do want to talk about. But for the purpose of this conversation, period number 2, Memorial Day Labor Day, is a great time to be going and intentionally visiting with our clients, CPAs and attorneys and EAs and such like that, looking to relationship build. Okay? Super, super important. All right? Next strategy. Hi, Coach Joe Lucas here, and I'm just breaking here for a moment just to do a couple quick reminders. Number one, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel or our podcast. In addition, please leave a comment or a review. Those things really, really matter. And share this episode with 3 of your colleagues inside the financial services space. And lastly, make sure that you go ahead and claim your free membership inside of Magellan Network. Now back to this week's episode. Period number 2 is a great time to take on what we'd like to call strategic projects. For example, maybe you need to update your website or do a rebrand or resegmentation process, right? You need to resegment your clients or create a new system. Again, systemization. Period number 2 is a great opportunity to work on the business, because the cadence of review meetings should be really low. If you're doing a lot, again, I know some of you guys practice surge concept, which is great. Is a lot of your meetings are going to happen in period 1, which is January through Memorial Day, and period number 3, which is Labor Day to end of year. So period number 2, we're always going to be seeing prospects. Obviously, we're always going to be seeing COIs, but for the most part, you're going to have windows of office time that I want deployed to making things better, not just hanging out, like I said. So what are some of the projects? Rebrand, new segmentation, new systems, things like that. Maybe you want to go for a designation or learn a new skill. Again, great opportunity to go do that. Super, super, super important. Okay? And then I'm not saying maybe this is the last thing. I don't know. We'll see what kind of shows up. The one thing that I think is really, really important is getting downtime. And look, I know just from meeting some of you and connecting with you, some of you who watch and listen to this are just starting out. Some of you are really in kind of the midpoint of your game, and some of you are kind of ascending, nothing to the final, because there's no end in the game, right? In my mind. In all situations, downtime, rest, recovery, vacation, sabbatical, right? And I'm going to address all 3. So if you're a newer advisor, look, I mean, especially if you're like a team advisor, the odds of, saying, hey, I'm going to take a month off, probably not going to go over too well, nor would I recommend that. That does not mean that you don't get some downtime to rest, recover, charge your batteries. Okay? And if you have a family, do some family stuff. Now, the pushback sometimes I get on that, again, for newer advisors, Joe, economically, like I can't afford to fly the family to Disneyland in Orlando, which I get that, right? I don't know why anybody would want to do that. It's hot as hell here and it's humid, but anyway, fine, stay home, do a staycation. You need to get out of the game, right? If you're in the mid part of your career, yeah, get out, go on vacation, do some things, very cool. You want to be away from this so you appreciate this. Okay? And please, I'm going to get to the third one in a second. Don't fall into this trap, which pretty much 80% of advisors fall into. Joe, I'm burnt out. I know I need a vacation, but once I get caught up, then I'll. Never happens. One of the biggest lies in this game is that there's this fictional concept of getting caught up. It does not exist. It's an urban legend. It does not happen, right? So it's not about getting caught up and then giving yourself permission. It's putting in the calendar months in advance. I did an episode on strategic calendar. Go find it. Really powerful. I think we also have a masterclass free inside of Magellan Network, so check that out. But do a calendar, and that way you're accountable to your time away in advance than waiting to get crispy because you're burnt out. Does not serve anyone. Okay? Really, really important. So I just want to make sure. Then the third one, again, if you're kind of, you're already successful, you're playing a different game, like a lot of my clients are, hey, throw a sabbatical, 3-week sabbatical in there, right? Hit a bucket list. Super important. In my world, which I kind of like to lead from the front, is I'll be turning 60 this year. I'm celebrating my 30th anniversary as a coach. So I'm definitely in that third category, right, of the three. And, I take 3 sabbaticals a year now. I take a spring one, a summer one, and then a holiday one at the end of the year. I never have to actually retire because I get my retirements. I get 3 mini windows, right? Bite off a bucket list with the missus, family one in the summer, and then whatever I decide to do in the winter, right? Great. Makes the game worth playing. Really, really important, okay? And then some other things I'll just throw out there that I know clients do of mine. Some of them will have they'll do actually a annual client summer picnic or food truck or something like that. So something fun, right, from that perspective, bringing clients together and the clients' families and their friends and their colleagues and their coworkers, right? Always good for business. Checks a lot of boxes for us. So I would encourage you. It's end of May here, almost early June. Can you get something spooled up for July, August? Yeah, you can, right? You can, for sure. So definitely something to think about. And just breathe. I did. I got a lot of comments on it. I did. An episode. I think it was last week or the week before. Do we have this success syndrome in our game where we got to be sacrificing and enough is never enough and all these other things. And if you subscribe to my way of thinking about this game, and I call it that for a very, very good reason, which is it's not life or death, and games should be fun. Right? I'm not saying they'll suck from time to time, or there's obstacles to overcome, right? Or elements like that. But ultimately, you should enjoy playing the game. If you treat it as such, it takes a lot of pressure off, right? Because in a game, no matter what sport it is, no matter what it is, you're going to lose from time to time. Like even Tom Brady lost games, right? He lost Super Bowls. Jordan lost games, right? Tiger Woods lost tournaments. But it's a game and life goes on because the game is the game and life is life. That's really, really important. Do not put a lot of pressure on yourself. It'll suck the joy out of this thing. And I'm not saying not to challenge yourself or not have high standards. And if you're going to push yourself, well, make sure you get downtime because it's like an athlete. You show me any champion athlete that overworks, overtrains, burns themselves out. No, it's the exact opposite. They take recovery seriously. They take sleep seriously. Like if you look at all the new science that's coming out for athletic performance, it is not based on pushing harder. It's understanding how athletes need to recover. Right? The recovery process. So in our game, same scenario. Because here's what happens when you're burnt out and you don't give yourself permission. You come in, you play office, you survive the day, and that's what you do the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and you wonder why you can't break out. And the reason why you can't break out is you're burnt out. And you're not going to just fix it. You can't double that. It's the massive law of diminishing return when you try to double that down. Massive. I'll say something to get you guys out of here. I remember early in my career when I worked with clients that we're all kind of starting out, right? But I never forget, hey, you got to rest and recover. And I remember kicking, via phone call, kicking guys out of the office. Hey, take a long weekend, be with the family. Yeah, Joe, I got to get my production up. Dude, you're not going to get your production up in the next 48 hours. You're just going to keep frying out more. And you know what? In every situation, I'll say this, I was right. And they thanked me for it. So just make sure that when you look at period 2, the summer here, enjoy it. Play the game. So when you're in the office, we're level 10. We play to win, we play full on. But if it's 2 o'clock, we're out, we're done. If we're off on Friday, we're off. If we take 3 to 4 weeks vacation in the summer, great. Remember, you have your whole career in front of you. to be successful. Make sure you enjoy the journey too. Okay? So, any more information, resources, some of the things I referenced today, MagellanNetwork.net. It's free. Take you literally, I think we timed somebody less than 30 seconds to register and get access to everything. It's like really like that, really quick. And I will see you guys next week for our next episode. Going to think about what I'm going to talk about. Maybe we'll talk about that CPA thing. We'll see. And enjoy your week. I'll be back with you guys again next Friday. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. Hey, if any of this resonated with you, I invite you to come to MagellanNetwork.net, and we have a powerful group coaching community of like-minded advisors. Come in for a trial. You and I will have a one-on-one conversation. Let's see if I can help elevate your game both personally and professionally.